Welcome all of you to the Values Workshop series.
Bienvenue à notre sœur Sister Deepa. Donc, elle a vu ce que nous faisions jusqu'à maintenant. Je vais vous la présenter. Alors, merci Sister Deepa. Je vais te présenter à ceux qui sont présents.
Pull out your very brief biodata, which you always are very humble enough not to send. So Sister Deepa has been
Donc,
associated with the
Sister Deepa
Brahma
est
Kumaris
associée au
since a
Brahma
very
Kumaris
young
depuis
age,
son enfance
and
et
she's
consacre
dedicated
sa
her
vie.
life now.
Il
It's almost
consacre sa vie
35,
depuis
36
33
years.
ans.
And at
Présentement, elle
present,
offre des
she's
services
rendering her services
spirituels au
at
centre
the
Brahma
Vile Parliament
Kumaris
Center in Mumbai.
à Villiparle
She
à
is very
Mumbai.
closely associated with the business
Elle
industry
est
wing services,
professeure, elle
that
est
wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation.
elle dirige des
And she
ateliers
is
de
a
développement
senior
personnel, de
faculty for
méditation, du
that
Raja
and
Yoga dans
conducts
diverses
extensive
institutions
amounts of
éducatives et sociales, médicales,
self-development
commerciales,
lectures and
bancaires et bien
workshops
d'autres. Elle
at
anime également
various
plusieurs ateliers et
educational,
programmes lors de
social,
conférences
medical,
nationales
business,
organisées à
banking, and many,
Montabou,
many other
qui est le siège des
institutions.
Brahma Kumaris.
And she is
Outre
also a
les cours de
regular faculty
méditation de
for
Raja
various
Yoga,
national
Sister Deepa donne
conferences which are
également
held
des
in Mount
conseils aux
Abu, which
jeunes
are
et
our
aux particuliers.
headquarters there. And also, I must say, our close association is with, she's also a Vihasa facilitator. I know her through that. So thank you so much for being with us. And as always, before we pass it on to her, a few
Donc,
more
avant
minutes on
quelques
her and the
minutes,
value of authenticity. So today's speaker, Sister Deepa, has a
donc
personality
aujourd'hui,
that's
notre
indeed magnetic.
conférencière a une personnalité vraiment
That's because she's
magnétique. C'est
developed
parce
in
qu'elle a
her the
développé
sense
en
of
elle le
being
sens de
empathetic.
l'empathie.
She shall
Elle nous
guide us
guidera
on
sur le
our
chemin
life
de la vie
journey
pour
of how to be
que nous
authentic,
soyons authentiques,
so that
pour que
for
notre
everyone,
attitude
our
devienne
attitude becomes
sympathique pour tout le
sympathetic.
monde. Dans ce monde au
In
rythme
this otherwise
effréné, où tout
fast-paced
est
world,
devenu
where everything has become
si
so kinetic,
cinétique,
fast,
si,
she comes and gives us
elle vient
God's
nous donner le
message,
message de
which is
Dieu qui est
indeed very
offert
prophetic.
très prophétique, qui est très
Human
prophétique. Les
relationships today
relations
have become
humaines
so sour and
aujourd'hui sont
so
devenues
chaotic,
aigres et
where
chaotiques,
violence
où la
prevails in
violence
the air
règne dans
and has
l'air
become so
et est
domestic.
devenue si
The Supreme
domestique.
comes and teaches Raj Yoga,
Le
making
suprême
us
vient
an
nous enseigne
ascetic,
le Raja Yoga qui fait de
so
nous
that
des
we forget
ascètes
our
pour que
worries
nous
and
oublions nos
become a
soucis,
spiritual
devenions
mystic.
mystiques,
Finally,
spirituels.
body
La
consciousness
conscience du
has
corps a
made
rendu
this
ce
world
monde si
indeed so
pathétique,
pathetic, where vices in everyone have
où
now
les
become
vices,
innate and genetic.
où les vices de
But
chacun
God
sont
comes with his
devenus
magic wand,
une
which is
personnalité.
indeed so majestic. And through his teachings in the
Et à
Murli,
travers
recites
cet
the
enseignement, à
versions
travers le
which are
Murli,
indeed so poetic. So
qui
with
est en
this,
fait si
genuine welcome
poétique.
and a big thanks to you.
Merci
Thank you.
beaucoup.
All yours.
Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Om
It's a
Shanti.
pleasure to listen to all of you.
C'était
Sharing your thoughts
agréable de vous
and
écouter
also listening
tous
to the
et aussi
summary of
écouter
Mike's very beautiful workshop which he has conducted recently. And as we have been listening to this beautiful topic of genuinity and authenticity,
et ce sujet de
whenever the first question when it was asked,
l'authenticité, la
who
première
do you think
question,
could be the
c'est
most
de
beautiful example personally?
donc quel
Very
serait
genuine. I was thinking
l'exemple
about
pour
it
vous?
myself.
J'ai pensé moi aussi à
And I've
cette
been very
question.
lucky in my
J'ai
spiritual
été assez
journey
chanceuse
to
dans
be
ma
interacting
chemin
with
spirituel
many of the senior
de rencontrer plusieurs
founders
seniors
who have been with the founder, our sweet values,
et ceux, donc ces personnes qui ont vécu avec le fondateur,
actually the meaning is elder sister.
donc
And
les
I
daddies,
have
ce qui
been
veut dire les sœurs
interacting with
aînées.
different respected daddies. This quality has been
Et donc,
very easily
en
seen
côtoyant toutes ces sœurs,
in their face, in their interaction,
j'ai vu
in the way
cette
they were
qualité de...
actually dealing with different responsibilities, even as a leader, administrator, coordinating activities, responsibilities, also being
Donc, les regardant prendre les responsabilités de coordonner, de nous guider.
and that authenticity which was very
Et cette
easily
authenticité
visible, where they were
était vraiment
very
visible
naturally practicing
et
whatever they
elle
were
pratiquait
sharing.
très naturellement.
And because
Elle
of that,
pratiquait
those
naturellement
words
tout ce
had
qu'elle
that power.
enseignait.
And whenever we
Elles
used to
avaient
listen to
aussi
them,
beaucoup de pouvoir. Et c'est ce que nous voulons dans notre propre vie parce que c'est visible, que ce soit visible dans nos actions, dans notre comportement. Je vais partager aujourd'hui à propos des personnes qui pratiquent. Et c'est seulement en pratiquant que nous pouvons ressentir le pouvoir. Et lorsque nous ressentons le pouvoir, nous nous sentons bien avec nous-mêmes et cela devient naturel pour être authentique. Pratiquer cette vertu de façon naturelle, c'est très important. Et j'ai vu ici les daddies et d'autres exemples aussi. C'est
begins and tells us sweet children. And so we find that a child is so pure and innocent.
Et donc, dans nos enseignements, ça commence toujours par 12 enfants. Et donc, un enfant, c'est tellement pur et nous devrions être comme des enfants, non pas infantiles, mais comme des enfants innocents. C'est une des vertus que nous devrions pratiquer et qui ont été vraiment partagées dans cet atelier. Il y a l'introspection, donc lorsque je suis un enfant, je suis la fondation de l'authenticité. Donc, ce que je vais partager, c'est le pouvoir de la vérité.
And that real me, which has been coined, there in the spiritual understanding which the divine is sharing with us, we understand seeing ourselves as this beautiful being. But not only just seeing ourselves as this beautiful being, but being able to identify myself with every value or virtue. Where now we have the difference between values and virtues, but those values which the divine has shared being our true nature. And it's only when I start feeling that as my nature is then when it becomes genuine. So the awareness.
Donc, la conscience, la compréhension spirituelle. Et donc, dans ces vertus, la première, c'est la paix. Bien sûr, on se répète dans nos méditations que je suis une âme paisible, que j'ai ce silence, cette pureté à l'intérieur de moi. Donc, nous devons expérimenter cette vertu, nous devons rester dans cette conscience et l'utiliser. Plus nous allons l'utiliser, plus nous serons capables de l'exprimer naturellement.
And that's when it will become very naturally reflected and it radiates as energy. And that's when it becomes genuine. And so we find that whatever the spiritual journey we have, it's so important for me to always
Donc, c'est tellement important pour moi d'être conscient de ce que je suis en ce moment, si un étudiant qui pratique et qui avance pas à pas. Donc, il y a deux aspects que je veux être, d'être le vrai soi. Et plus je peux réduire la différence, c'est notre but. Bon. Il y a cet espoir constant et naturel de vouloir changer mes sentiments, mes pensées dans un niveau plus profond. Et donc, je peux être naturel seulement lorsque je réfléchis profondément à l'intérieur. Donc, toujours apprendre comme un étudiant, vérifier toujours et comprendre où il y a des aspects à vérifier et changer. Donc, vérifier et changer. Chaque jour, nous allons avancer pas à pas dans notre sentiment de bonheur à l'intérieur. Nous serons très heureux avec nos efforts et de façon naturelle. seront heureux, motivés avec eux-mêmes.
Somewhere less, in the beginning it was less, and then slowly, slowly, no dependence on the outside.
Donc,
And
au
so,
début,
as Sai Bhai was also
c'est
sharing,
lent, mais après, c'est vraiment
not being
plus
able to be
facile.
genuine is when I'm holding on to these images, these false images which I have. And somewhere, if I'm holding on to this image
Donc,
or
si je retiens ces
idea
images,
about myself, about the other
ces
aspects
idées
which
à propos de
I
moi,
was talking about, the physical identity, somewhere behind that, holding on to those images, those perceptions, behind that is somewhere those things are
au-delà
giving
des
me
images et des perceptions
some
telles
sort
que
of
Mike
comfort,
George nous a enseigné,
or happiness.
il y
And that's why
a...
I'm holding on to them, because I feel that they are important and they make me feel
OK.
meaningful, they make me feel good. And it's only when I start enjoying this beautiful journey at a personal level, that's been what I have also learned a little bit from our senior daddies, is when this journey always is there constantly, where I can come closer to this real self, which I truly am, which is unchanging, as the words very
Donc,
beautifully
c'est ce que je suis vraiment. J'essaie de comprendre ce qu'elle dit. Elle parle excessivement vite.
And
Et
so coming closer to each value, whether it's
donc,
peace,
en grosso modo, elle dit de se rapprocher de chaque valeur, les 7 valeurs principales, et d'amener ça aussi dans nos relations.
not being genuine, not being authentic.
Donc, si je me vois non naturel,
Somewhere the friction is there in
non
relationship.
authentique, il y aura des conflits dans les relations,
Is not so
il y
positive.
aura de la déception, ce ne sera pas très positif, mais être capable de comprendre cela et d'y travailler.
The moment where I'm able to
Et
change
d'y travailler jusqu'au moment où je peux changer ces sentiments et cette énergie que je propage envers cette personne.
So what happens is that with spiritual
Ce qui
understanding, we
arrive,
do change
c'est que
ourselves
cette
to
compréhension
transform ourselves, but
spirituelle,
sometimes it's at the outside. And when
quelquefois, nous le comprenons quelquefois, nous le voyons de la façon que nous agissons à l'extérieur et nous devons revenir dans cette conscience de qui je suis, nous serons encore plus heureux. Et il y aura ce sens de bonheur intérieur et à cause de cela, nous resterons légers et lumineux. Naturellement, j'ai eu cette opportunité d'être avec des équipes de travail dans différents domaines. Et souvent, le sujet vient sur la colère et demande est-ce que tu est-ce que tu te mets encore en colère à ce moment-là? On a besoin. Donc, je dois répondre vraiment et je dis oui, bien sûr. Mais grâce à cet enseignement spirituel, je ne suis pas moins affectée avec le comportement de l'autre. Et donc, premièrement, au début, la colère était plus dans mon comportement. Maintenant, je suis capable de revenir dans ce niveau.
Is that when we can touch people, we can really somewhere inspire them, motivate them. And I feel good about myself also, because we have been able to be genuine. There have been very beautiful experiences which I have had with our senior daddies also. And one I remember very clearly, where Daddy Janki had come to the center.
Alors, je me souviens lorsque Daddy Janki est venu au centre. Donc, je suis chanceuse d'habiter dans un centre où les daddies venaient fréquemment.
And so here, and also for sometimes taking care of their health, we have a hospital which is connected to the center. we have senior doctors connected to the center, and so sweet daddies were always coming here. So once Dadi Janki was here, and there was a very, very famous actor who had come to visit Dadi. And this actor was not so oriented towards spirituality and all, but he had his grandmother who was coming here regularly. And so she had told him, see, our Dadi ji has come and you need to come and see Dadi. And because he couldn't refuse his grandmother, he came. And Dadi was sitting with him in the hall, and Dadi asked him this question. And it actually surprised him. And Dadi said, who is the star, you or me? And he was looking at Dadi. And he said, Dadi, at present, I think you are the star because I, the star, have come to meet you. And Dadi said, well, actually, we both are stars. And then Dadi talked about this beautiful star, the being of light and all that. And he was so surprised. And because of the purity which Dadi was radiating, the genuinity with which Dadi was sharing that spiritual understanding, it touched him so deeply that he listened to her. He was very absorbed in that feeling. It touched him. He wanted to know more. He later on remained connected also to the center. He also helped us in some service activities. And so I felt that Dadi shared this divine wisdom, but the purity and the genuinity which was, being reflected in her eyes, in her energy, was so divine that it immediately touched him. And though maybe he was not mentally available to that, not prepared for that, it just deeply touched him. In the same way, we have found that in our interactions with people, whenever we have been able to remain light, remain non-judgmental, have deep good wishes and respect for people, we have been able to impact them, influence them. The only way in which we can somewhere add value to another person's life is by having those genuine feelings and good wishes for them. And in my own personal experiences, that I have seen that whenever we have been able to have those genuine good wishes for anyone, those good wishes work magically. And whenever we are able to connect with not only ourselves, the purity within, but also connect with the source of this purity. And that is the source of divinity. And that, as we know, is the supreme, the divine. And when we are connected with him and we see ourselves with the real self, and also being able to see ourselves as his instrument, then we find it becomes very easy to remain genuine, to remain light, to remain pure, to remain authentic, because he's the ocean. And so the foundation of this virtue of genuinity and authenticity is the power of purity. And when we are connected to the divine, to the supreme, the ocean of purity, his innate power of purity fills us and gives us the strength to not only accept our weaknesses, accept our faults. And so when it's in relationships, we can, say sorry, we can have gratitude for others, we can forgive others, we can remain non-judgmental, we can have good wishes for every individual, no matter how maybe unpleasant is their behavior towards us at that point, but still being able to see their goodness, their virtues, their qualities as the real self which is there within them. As I see myself in this awareness that what is my real me, I also see the real self when I interact with them. And so that power is there that I can remain true, remain honest with myself and express that. But also it gives a lot of power where I can change my own impure, negative, maybe not so positive, deep sanskaras, deep personality traits. And that's when that impurity which is there within me, when I become aware of that, it's only when I'm genuine, it's only when I'm authentic that I become aware of my own weaknesses. But it doesn't stop there. But when I work on myself with my connection with the divine, and slowly start allowing his energy, his power, his blessings, using that as your strength, working on yourself and changing yourself. It's only then that internally the purification process is sustained. And then as that purity slowly comes in my deep thoughts, my feelings, my attitudes, my perceptions, my vision towards myself, towards people, towards situations. When that purity seeps in at a deeper level, is then when slowly my vibration becomes more elevated, more lighter, more happier, more easy. And so then, whenever I am in an environment, I can automatically support that environment. I can give comfort to others. I can maybe give strength to others, motivate them, add value to a situation, become useful and add value wherever I am. So, this journey where I'm working on myself, where I'm not only aware of my true self, but also connected to the source of purity, the higher self, the supreme, the divine, and changing myself. So I understand that at deeper level, this lack of authenticity, and that is being able to have, not being able to see myself as a real self. So having, holding on to those beliefs for myself. And so because of that, there is ego. So the most important thing is understanding, accepting that yes, there is ego. And I think each one of us, because we are still on a journey, we have ego. But at what level that ego is working is something which I need to be aware of. So when it's self-awareness, being authentic means being aware of my true self, being able to understand at what level that weakness is working within. Because when I understand that, it's only then that I will go at that deeper level and work and change there. So, where we are connected to our virtues, which is very important, being self aware, but also being aware of how deeper each weakness which is there has affected me or is still working within me. And I think that is a very important aspect which helps me to sustain this value or this virtue of genuinity. Because if I understand to which level that weakness has affected me or is still working within me, then only I will start, working at that level and changing and transforming myself. Maybe through the tools of meditation, through the tools of spiritual study, through tools of checking myself, having a chart for progress, different tools which the regular spiritual study is providing us. I will start using them and then, enjoy this journey of purification within. And we find that once you start practicing this and this value of genuinity becomes your nature, automatically it will help you to be light within, but it will also help you to be happy within, all by yourself. Where we were seeing in some of these charts and some of these interactions which you had, that being able to enjoy being myself. And I think that is very important. So just like a little child is able to be happy and is always smiling, is always without any reason at every moment. In the same way, throughout my journey, I'm able to appreciate every moment, enjoy that moment, even though maybe the situation could not be always pleasant, but still how that situation is giving me a chance to check myself. There is a source of learning in that situation, and then I'm growing, I'm empowering myself, I'm changing, I'm moving ahead. And so that deep sense of inner joy which I have will automatically help me to be very light, and I enjoy being myself. So there is no dependency outside. The person who's genuine, the most beneficial aspect is that the person is always emotionally independent. And because you're emotionally independent, you're very strong. And that's why somewhere in one of the question, I think someone asked Mike Bhai that it could be a threat that if you're too genuine or you're very authentic. People may misuse that or could be a threat. But whenever we are genuine, there is this deep sense of strength within, and there's a lot of clarity. And that's why somewhere in there, in the answers, there was this thought that rather than sustaining my beliefs, I need to have clarity. But this clarity needs to be updated, upgraded every day. And that's why we are very lucky that with the Brahma Kumaris, we have this daily spiritual study. And that gives me clarity every day about myself, the goodness which is there, but also about the other aspect where at what level those weaknesses are still there, those that impurity is still working. And because that clarity is coming every day, and there is some newness in that, there's some more depth in that, there's so much of joy. And also there's a lot of understanding. And so when that clarity comes, then I can understand exactly at what level ego or any other negative emotion is working. So clarity or knowledge, wisdom, the source of, the basis or the foundation of being genuine is purity. But the other aspect or the foundation is knowledge, wisdom. So every day I need to empower myself, upgrade myself with this deep wisdom or this new understanding, because that will only help me to change those weaknesses. Because whatever weaknesses are still there, because when I'm genuine, that means I know myself. And so even if sometimes I'm behaving a little unpleasant with someone, maybe externally I still keep justifying myself, but internally I know that I'm just defending, but there is something which I have to change, there's something which I need to work on. So, this understanding which is there, I also need to understand how I can change. So, every day, spiritual wisdom will give me new inputs to change, because something which has not been able to work till now, that means I've not been able to work enough in that area. If that weakness is still influencing me, that means I need more wisdom, I need more power. So being genuine means constantly or being on a journey of adding spiritual energy, adding strength to myself through the meditation, through yoga. But the other aspect is understanding how I can do it, that, adding my intuitive capabilities, wisdom, knowing which area, how do I work on myself, how, in which area it is influencing me. And so every day, wisdom and power is needed. So that becomes a foundation. And so if I'm, accumulating more and more power every day, and not only listening to the spiritual study, but trying to pick up that aspect of that spiritual study which is relevant to me at present, that aspect. The more I pick up that aspect, then there I can bring about some growth, some validation, some change, some something different I can bring about in myself. I can change in myself. If I'm not able to pick up that aspect of that spiritual study which is relevant to me, then still I think I can be studying every day. I can also play the role of a teacher to share that spiritual study with others, but still I have not completed my journey of working on myself at a deeper level. So if because I have also had the opportunity to be a role, playing this role of being able to share the spiritual wisdom, I have experienced that the only way we can remain genuine is that we have this balance of being always a student, maybe playing a role sometimes to share the spiritual wisdom with others. And that was what I saw common with all the senior daddies. Whenever I have been had the different opportunities to interact with them, I always found them very, very deeply focused on their own self change, seeing themselves only as a student, though they were playing very senior roles. I mean, Daddy was, Kashmir Dadiji was the administrative head, Daddy Janki was looking after the activities abroad playing such an important role. Gulzar Dadi being also looking after activities in the zone of Delhi, but also being spiritual chariot for the Supreme. So very, very important roles. But they were even detached from those roles, always had this awareness that they are a student, that they have to learn, they have to check, they have to work on themselves, change, and move ahead. And so that deep happiness, which always I saw within them, is more on the basis of being a student, enjoying the spiritual student life. And I think that is what is going to help us to sustain this aspect of genuinity. Maybe we can have a little moment of silence where we can reconnect to ourselves, the pure self, the divine self, and experience this power of genuinity. Okay, so let's maybe take a moment with ourselves, allow ourselves to gently
On va se permettre de se déconnecter avec l'extérieur et se reconnecter avec le soi pur.
I see my pure self, this being of light.
Et je vois mon soi pur, lumineux,
so complete,
complet,
a being of peace,
un être de paix, un être de lumière.
And as I reconnect,
et lorsque je me reconnecte à ma vraie nature, j'expérimente ma vraie identité, ma bonté, une expérience profonde de silence pur. Je me reconnecte à ma nature de pureté, de divinité.
And as I feel this inner silence,
et lorsque je ressens ce silence intérieur, je me permets de faire ce voyage spirituel et de profiter de ce compagnonnage de la source de pureté, cet être de lumière. Et je reconnecte avec le suprême, la source éternelle d'amour, de sagesse, de pureté.
And as I enjoy the companionship of the divine,
et lorsque je profite de la compagnie du divin,
I feel more lighter.
Je me sens plus léger, légère.
Free from my own subtle weaknesses.
Libérée de mes propres faiblesses,
And pure,
propre
like a diamond.
et pure comme un diamant.
I enjoy this awareness of my true self, my divine self.
Je profite de mon vrai soi, de mon soi divin.
And I gently come back, return
Et doucement, je reviens.
present.
Je reviens au moment présent.
I return back to the awareness
Je reviens dans la
of
conscience
this moment,
de ce moment
and I'm back here.
et je suis de retour
Om
ici.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
And so we find that as soon as we choose those few moments to come back to us,
Aussitôt que nous choisissons de retourner à l'intérieur pour quelques instants, Cela nous fait ressentir si légers et cela devient facile pour nous, non pas de devenir conscient de ces vertus, mais de les ressentir, de les utiliser, de les exprimer, d'y réfléchir et de les faire réfléchir dans notre vie quotidienne, dans nos activités quotidiennes. Et plus nous pratiquons ces valeurs, je pense que nous pouvons très facilement impacter les autres de façon positive.
A lot of different programs for spiritual service, but we also have a de-addiction drive, which we do through the medical wing and independently also centers do. And so
Donc,
most of
ils font plusieurs programmes et
to Mount Abu's medical wing, and we have not only camps for this, but we also have this medicine which is being provided by Mount Abu, our Ever Healthy Hospital, which is homeopathic medicine, which helps people who would like to move into this journey of de-addiction, to give up their addiction. It helps them to.
Donc, elle fait la promotion comme un genre de médicament. Elle est connectée avec Global Hospital et il y a un médicament qui les aide à se libérer des addictions.
Sisters, we are traveling in the rickshaw, and we find that the person who's driving the rickshaw, he's eating tobacco or something like that. So after our ride is completed, then we lovingly we will tell him that भैया आप ये जो खा रहे हैं ये पान पराग है या tobacco, this is not good for your health, and they will say yes sister, we know, but it's difficult, we can't change. And we have so many long hours of driving and it's difficult and we need to eat this, otherwise it's difficult. And we've tried, but it doesn't change.
Donc, elle a essayé de faire changer la nourriture de quelqu'un. Il disait non, c'est...
The body also has a very beautiful temple. So mostly they will have, whether they could be believing in different religions, but they will have some image in front of them. And so we ask them that whether whichever is that image or that shrine which they have in front of them, say, could you offer there this? And say, no, we can't do that. It's not good. And so we can't do it for ourselves. And so when we very lovingly talk to them, we find that after 2-3 minutes, they will say, okay, sister, we will try. And many
Donc,
of them,
elle dit, en fait, ce qu'elle raconte, c'est que pour vraiment inspirer les autres, il faut leur parler très gentiment et essayer de trouver des solutions avec eux.
Tomorrow again, we may not again take it and then we'll tell them, okay, please come to the center and we have this medicine also for you and you can take that benefit and you can also
donc de leur donner des méthodes aussi pour la nourriture.
We have seen that at least that thought is very deeply seated in their mind that yes, we have to be free from this.
Donc, on a vu vraiment dans leur esprit qu'ils voulaient vraiment se libérer de ces addictions, de ces comportements. À chaque conversation,
we'll be able to, share that kindness with someone. When we are genuine, we can also provide an environment where
lorsque nous sommes vrais, authentiques, on peut procurer un environnement afin qu'un environnement fait que tout le monde se sente confortable. Donc, seulement lorsque nous sommes vrais que nous pouvons fournir ce soutien, que ce soit avec les Brahma Kumaris au centre ou dans votre famille, partout dans le monde. Lorsque nous sommes authentiques, les gens se sentent confortables pour venir se confier, parler de leurs émotions et ensuite vous allez être capable d'être un instrument de soutien. il y aura une satisfaction profonde. Donc, je trouve aussi que lorsque je pratique cette valeur, il y a beaucoup de bonnes choses qui vont arriver. Et aujourd'hui, dans l'étude spirituelle, le divin nous parlait de tous les trésors et le trésor le plus important que nous pouvons accumuler, ce sont les bénédictions. Et que lorsque quelqu'un vient devant vous,
reason or the other, we are not able to deal with that situation with so much of strength. We find it's those blessings which we have, which will work magically and which will be able to help us to, come out or maybe.
Donc, même si nous pensons que nous ne pouvons pas continuer ou que nous trouvons cela difficile, donc avec les bénédictions, cela va nous aider à avancer.
And blessings from the family also, and earn blessings.
Et donc, interagir avec bonté avec chaque personne et nous recevrons des bénédictions de tous. Si je suis capable d'accumuler des bénédictions, c'est très important. Cela veut dire que vous pratiquez cette valeur de la vérité, en fait, ici. Surtout avec la famille, parce qu'ils vous connaissent.
Maybe on a forum, and they know you because they are interacting with you personally. So if you're able to experience or earn their blessings, earn their good wishes, then that means you have passed in the
Si vous êtes capable de recevoir des bénédictions, cela veut dire que vous recevez, que vous avez passé le test de papier. Il y en a qui parlaient de Jayanti Ben, qui était très naturel. Donc, cette valeur que je suis la même partout, à l'intérieur comme à l'extérieur, c'est vraiment une qualité à s'imprégner pour cette valeur. J'ai cette conscience. Et cette conscience me manque dans cette vérité de qui je suis. Et automatiquement, mes vibrations ne changent pas. Et sur ce voyage, ça ne veut pas dire que je deviens parfait. Il y a de l'honnêteté. Je sais qu'il y a encore de l'espace, qu'il y a des choses espace pour
So this balance of having a deep sense of self-worth and yet being able to
donc vraiment avoir beaucoup de respect pour le soi, un sens de ma vraie valeur aussi. Parce que si je n'ai pas de bons souhaits pour moi-même, donc ça va être difficile pour moi de soutenir aussi, de fournir ce soutien pour envoyer des bons souhaits aux autres. Et donc, je dois me respecter et de me voir comme le vrai soi, l'enfant du divin. Donc, cet équilibre est très important. C'est un des aspects qui nous permet de soutenir cette valeur de la vérité et de me motiver constamment et aussi de me guider moi-même aussi. Si je ne suis pas capable de vérifier, donc peut-être que je peux voir aussi, accepter que je ne peux pas tout faire et de comprendre aussi. Donc, je vais me parler, je vais me connecter aussi. Et donc, aussi me connecter avec tout ce que le divin me donne.
So being genuine means having complete good wishes and complete faith in myself.
Donc d'avoir des bons souhaits complets et la foi complète.
Forgiveness and having good wishes for others. So this balance is very important. Sometimes we are able
Donc
to have good
cet
wishes
équilibre
for
est
others
important.
and being able to sustain that vision of seeing goodness in others, but we become self-critical. And that also does not allow us to enjoy this value of authenticity and genuinity, because I need to always keep see those virtues within me.
Je dois toujours voir ces vertus à l'intérieur de moi pour être capable de voir le vrai soi.
And so when this balance is there, then it becomes easy for me to move forward.
Et lorsque cet équilibre est là, c'est facile pour moi d'avancer. Quelquefois, quelquefois, je vois que j'ai la bonté, mais je ne suis pas capable d'être vraie. Si je travaille sur moi-même, que je ne me juge pas, que j'accepte et que je pardonne et que j'arrête de me diminuer, de me critiquer, cela aussi va m'aider à devenir beaucoup très naturel, en fait, très vrai dans la vérité.
As the divine sees me. And so this balance is very, very important. Sometimes we become a little critical about ourselves, and that's why we are not very happy.
Quelquefois, nous sommes critiques envers nous-mêmes et c'est pour cela que nous ne sommes pas heureux avec nous. Donc, si je n'ai pas ce bonheur à l'intérieur, donc je vais vers d'autres croyances et cela arrive aussi.
That aspect of being a child, where the child is able to enjoy every moment.
Donc, elle revient sur cet aspect d'être un enfant.
Every moment has some newness in it,
some
learning in it, some new experience in it, lot of good wishes.
Donc, expérimenter de nouvelles choses, de redevenir unique. Donc, c'est important à chaque instant si nous devenons conscients de ce que peut m'apporter chaque instant, nous commençons à profiter. Et il y a ce cadeau d'apprendre, juste être dans le moment présent et d'apprécier. Donc, ce bonheur à l'intérieur devient ma nature. Et lorsque je suis heureuse avec moi-même, je suis très légère et tout devient naturel. Peut-être que si vous avez des questions,
would like to ask any questions? You feel maybe maybe in a practical way, what could be the situations where it's difficult to be genuine or authentic?
Donc, peut-être que vous aimeriez partager une situation que vous trouvez que c'est difficile.
Other thoughts which you could have on the practical expression of this virtue.
So you all can also share in the chat box if you all want. Yeah, someone wants to speak. Okay. Manjeet Behan, you want to say something? Okay, fine. So I don't think anyone has questions. So thank you so much, Sister Deepa, for your such a lucrative, such a simple talk, but very effective, and a lot of practical experiences which you shared with the seniors.
Merci pour ta conférence. C'était très simple et très effectif.
Thank you, Manoj brother.
Merci, Brother Manoj. Oui, au nom de Sister Claudia qui n'a pas été capable de se joindre aujourd'hui et toute la famille.
I want to thank from the heart. Yes, it was a flow of really realizing that understanding the self is so much essential, and then appreciating the spiritual study as a blessing that we have, and being able to accept myself as I am, and changing, as you constantly really brought up that attention, that connecting with the source of purity and divine, um, I can change. But as you said, knowing the gap, that who actually I am naturally, and who I am right now. What is the gap between both? And I think I connected and understood that genuinity is our natural nature. That is who I am. And when I become genuine, I feel happy. That tells me that that is what I am. So if I'm not happy, if I'm not authentic, I think that is the gap I have to finish. So beautiful, beautiful sharing. Also the examples of seniors, as Brother Manoj mentioned. Thank you so much,
Beaucoup
Sister Deepa.
de beaux
Before we
exemples
go to
des
the
seniors.
final meditation, I'll also take a minute to announce the upcoming programs. Give me a second.
Donc, elle va faire des annonces.
So we have we are at episode 106 for Values for Life
Donc,
series.
nous serons à l'épisode 106 d'être
So
illimité.
someone is connected, that I become unlimited. That's my true self. So for that, we'll have our three.
Pour
We
cela,
call
nous aurons
Maharajas, our senior
trois
Raj
seniors.
Yogi,
En fait,
teachers,
Brother Eric,
practitioners, Brother Eric, Dr. Jenna, and Sister Bhumika or Bhumi.
Sister Dr. Jenna et Sister Bhumika.
So Brother Eric is the national coordinator of Brahma Kumaris in Canada.
Eric est le coordonnateur national. Je pense que je vous ai parlé en anglais. Coordonnateur national des Brahma Kumaris au Canada. Sister Jenna, elle est de Washington. Et Bhumika vient de New York.
West Coast US Canada time, that's
Voilà.
8:30 p.m. India time. So please note it down and join us then. And then we'll
Donc,
also have the silence
vous êtes les
retreat
bienvenus à
on
vous
this
joindre à
on
ce
5th of
programme.
January,
Ensuite,
India time,
le
Sunday, 9
5,
a.m. And this is
dimanche le
actually
5
based on
janvier,
the
être illimité.
the studies of Brahma Kumaris that we study
Il y
every
aura
day.
la
So
retraite de
even if
silence.
you are
C'est
not a
basé
regular
sur la
student, you are welcome
connaissance
to join and
des
experience
Brahma
the
Kumaris. Vous
silence
pouvez
retreat.
aussi vous joindre, même
And
si vous
then
n'avez pas
following,
suivi
you will
les
have the
cours.
workshop on
Et
being
ensuite, il y aura
unlimited, for which we will have
l'atelier
Sister Luciana, who
le
is the
11
national
janvier,
coordinator of
où
Brahma
nous
Kumaris
aurons
in
Sister
Brazil,
Luciana,
and
qui est
Brother Rodrigo
coordonnatrice nationale des
from
Brahma Kumaris au
Brazil will
Brésil,
be
et
new to our
Brother
series.
Rodrigo
So
aussi
please join
du
us. They will
Brésil.
take us through
Ils vont
further deeper understanding of this value
nous
being
amener dans
unlimited.
cette valeur
It will be
très profonde
2 weeks,
d'être
Saturday,
illimité.
11th January, same time as today. And this is our beautiful calendar
Et
we
c'est
create.
notre
Sister
calendrier.
Portia creates it, and it gives us a glimpse of all the programs
Cela
that's
nous donne
happening
un
every
aperçu de
month.
tous les programmes qui arrivent
And
pour le mois de
check us out on
janvier.
our
Ensuite,
website, I would say, for more info. That's vihasa.in and vancouver.brahmakumaris.ca. Also, we have the
donc, vous voyez ici tous les adresses des sites pour les valeurs pour la vie, les ateliers.
And Hindi. So you'll find it all, including today's session. So I'm sure we'll all revisit today's session and take the
Je pense
deeper
que vous allez
learnings.
tous revisiter les
So once again,
sessions
thank you,
et
Sister Deepa, and
réapprendre
I'll
ou
hand it
apprendre
over
à
to
nouveau.
Brother Manoj for
Merci beaucoup, Sister Deepa.
Thank you so much. So we'll hand it over to
Alors,
Sister
Brother
Deepa, and
Manoj.
we'll spotlight. I can't remove my spotlight on others. I don't know the settings. Yeah. So it's okay. We'll go to the meditation with
Donc,
Sister
on va
Deepa,
aller,
and we'll spotlight.
on va
Over
faire
to
une
you, Sister.
méditation avec Sister Deepa.
I enjoy these few moments of silence with myself.
On va profiter de ce moment de silence avec le
I
soi.
reconnect
Je me
with
reconnecte
my true self,
à mon vrai soi,
enjoying being myself.
profiter d'être vraiment moi-même, un être de lumière
Shining in the midst of my
qui
forehead.
brille au centre de mon front.
through my inner eye,
à travers mon œil
this
intérieur.
pure divine energy
Je vois cette énergie pure et divine
separate from my physical identity. And yet
qui
I am the
émane,
master.
qui suit ma vraie identité. Je suis le maître.
And as I feel this inner calmness
Et
and silence,
alors que je ressens ce calme intérieur,
I enjoy this beautiful journey
je profite de ce voyage pour m'envoler au-delà,
flying beyond my physical world
au-delà de mon monde physique,
of roles, responsibilities,
de mes rôles et mes responsabilités,
work, and daily pressures,
de mon travail et de la pression journalière.
to my spiritual home,
Je m'envole vers ma maison spirituelle, ce monde de lumière.
and through my inner eye, I see this
Et
beautiful
grâce
journey.
à mon œil intérieur, je vois ce voyage
Flying
et
beyond
je vois cet être brillant
this physical world
au-delà de ce monde physique.
to this large expanse of soft golden red light.
Et ce monde s'épand
My
dans
sweet
une lumière
silence.
rouge dorée, dans un doux silence.
And as I reconnect to my
Et alors que
spiritual
je
being,
me reconnecte à mon être spirituel,
the eternal source of light, of love,
je suis une âme de lumière et d'amour.
through my mind's eye, I visualize the supreme light
Avec mes yeux divins, je
that
visualise
is also a divine spark of energy,
la lumière du divin qui émet une énergie
the ocean
étincelante.
of pure love,
Il est l'océan de l'amour
the
pur,
ocean of peace.
l'océan de paix.
And as my mind and heart appreciates
Et alors
this
que mon
vision,
cœur et mon esprit apprécient cette vision du divin,
I experience God's unlimited love,
j'expérimente
This pure
l'amour
energy.
incommensurable de Dieu, sa pure
flowing
énergie
towards me,
qui
the
vient
supreme,
vers moi, l'être
holding
suprême
me very close
qui est très
through his
proche
arms of light.
et qui ouvre ses bras de lumière.
And as I dive into this ocean of love,
Et alors que je plonge dans cet océan d'amour,
I feel so close to the divine,
je me sens si proche du divin.
this deep sense of belongingness,
Il y a un sens profond
to my supreme
d'appartenance, appartenance à mon parent divin,
to Shiv Baba.
à Shiv Baba,
Allows me to feel his virtues,
et cela
his
me permet
powers flowing towards
d'expérimenter ses vertus, ses pouvoirs,
my mind, my heart,
mon esprit, mon
full of
cœur,
God's pure, unlimited peace.
baigne dans cette paix illimitée,
Pure, unconditional love,
dans cet amour pur, inconditionnel.
this deep sense of security,
Il y a un sens profond de sécurité,
deep experience
une
of
expérience
of caring,
profonde de confort,
where I feel abundant,
où je me sens en abondance. Mon cœur, mon être intérieur expérimente cette abondance d'amour de tout.
I enjoy this deep feeling of abundance.
Je profite de ce sentiment d'abondance à l'intérieur de moi.
But I feel complete.
Je me sens complet
of God's companionship.
Dans cette expérience de la compagnie de Dieu.
His unlimited love, peace.
Son amour illimité, sa paix, son bonheur.
Enjoying these sweet moments of togetherness.
Donc, cette expérience d'être en sa compagnie, ensemble.
Nurturing this experience of
Nourrissant
belongingness.
cette expérience d'appartenance avec le Suprême.
Feeling blessed.
Me sentant bénie.
Feeling powerful.
Je me sens puissante
I come back to the present.
Et je reviens dans le présent. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Sister Gita, Sister Deepa, for
Merci,
sharing
Sister
such
Deepa.
beautiful energy, your genuine and authentic, beautiful energy.
Merci de partager ton énergie qui est magnifique, qui est belle et
And we forgot one beautiful thing that we always do,
et on a oublié quelque chose. Normalement, on prend une photo. Tout le monde attend pour Donc, si vous voulez avoir cette photo avec Sister Deepa, ouvrez vos vidéos.
Let's bring out our genuine, authentic, beautiful smile from the hearts. Ready? My God. Thank you once again. And see you all again soon. And thank you, Sister
On se
Deepa.
revoit très bientôt. Merci, Sister Deepa. Om Shanti.